Ahoy there, trader, and welcome back. This is the Anti-Investor Stock Market and Income Trading Podcast. Now, trading is hard, but let's make it easy. I'm going to break down how you solve some of stock market's hardest challenges. And today, let's talk about the role of psychology and mindset in trading. Ahoy there, and welcome. It's Phil. Welcome back to the Anti-Investor Podcast, where we talk about what really works and consistently wins at trading in the financial markets. My goal is to give you the right tools, the correct rules, the software to assist you, a community to support you, and if you will allow me, to be a mentor to show you the right way so that you get real results in the fastest and smartest possible way. Now, trading psychology, psychological strength even, and well-maintaining your mindset are crucial to any technical strategy that you can follow. If you've not got the ability to place the trade emotionally, then it doesn't matter how good your strategy is. So understanding the psychological aspects of trading and incorporating methods to de-stress yourself and meditation practices can profoundly impact your decision making and overall success. So the importance of your emotional regulation forms of that description, keeping the fear and the greed and the hopes and desires, the usual trifecta that people talk about, keeping those in check is, to be fair, it's kind of important. I learned this very early on, or I was very aware of it very early on in my own trading career because I felt that from a trading point of view, I was an emotional mess. So one of the things that I used to do was to keep a diary, not just of my trades, but my emotional state of mind. I can't remember where I saw it. I'd like to say it was Mark Douglas, but I know that I hadn't read him until many years after starting full-time trading, but I remember seeing it somewhere that you should keep a diary so that you can monitor your emotional progress, and that's what I did. So I started to keep a diary of my observations, my trades, my personal development as a trader from a technical viewpoint, but alongside the trades, I would keep a diary of my emotional state of mind before, during, and after the trade. It would be happy or sad or overconfident or excited, or this is the one, it's going to go to the moon, all those things that we experience throughout the trade. I was trying to be honest with myself, and I think that's probably what I'm trying to say there is just be honest with yourself, and don't try and cover up how you feel. Now, after about 3 months, what I was able to identify was the trades that I was most confident with, overconfident, if you like, exuberant about, excited, they were the ones that were losing me money. And on further inspection, the ones that I was nervous about, I was anxious, I was, rinsing my palms, if you like, they were the ones that were better in my overall trading. And again, there was profits and loss mixed in, but on balance, I was losing on the excitable, overconfident trades and making money on the ones that I was nervous about. So what I was able to do was identify emotional markers to say, when I have this reaction emotionally, then I can put the brakes on. I can say, I'm overconfident here, and I can press pause, because again, on further inspection, what I noticed on those trades was I was missing steps. I was pretty much seeing one thing and going, everything that I'm looking for is there. I was a little bit more of a discretionary trader than I am certainly compared to today, where it's all systematic and rule-based. It's an algorithm that I follow essentially today, but back then it was very more seat of the pants. I had things that I was looking for, but there was still interpretation, and what I would notice that I was skipping steps, skipping the pattern, the process, and as a consequence losing money. So I was able to put that in check very, very quickly and focus on the ones that I was anxious with. I had a confidence knowing that I was anxious about the trade because, again, on inspection, I was following some of the, going deep on the set that I was looking for. Everything, they were the grade A trades. And what I started to do was categorize the trades, A trades, B trades, if you like, where I've almost, it's close enough is good enough type of setup. And then the C trades were, just where I was skipping the steps entirely. It wasn't even a C grade trade. It was a junk trade. It should be trashed. So I was able to pretty much remove, not eliminate completely, I'm not going to blow wind in your sails about that, but it was able to remove those trades almost completely that were the donkeys, if you like. And it was just keeping a monitor of my emotional state of mind that allowed me to keep the fears, the hopes in check. Other things that you can do to regulate that little teeny tiny voice in your head that says, just go on, just put that trade on. That voice in your mind that gets you excited, that makes you nervous, is reduce your position size. It's so easy to reduce your position size these days. Write down, it doesn't matter what size of account you've got these days. You can trade micro mini lots, you can trade fractional shares, you've got micro lots. You can literally have a $20 risk if you want to. And as I've already said, it doesn't matter how much your net worth is. I've seen grown ass millionaires cry over a $50 loss, so it's nothing to do with your net worth. Everyone has a similar emotional state of mind. Emotional bank balance is how I've previously described this when you first start out. So you need to build up your emotional bank balance along with your practical ability to trade your practical bank balance. So again, start with small position size. And if you feel yourself reacting in a way that you don't like, where you're literally watching your P&L for hours at a time, where you're staring at the screen, you don't feel you can step away for fear of missing something, or your position size is generally too big, so reduce it down to the sleeping level, reduce it down to the point where you can walk away for a couple of hours and it doesn't matter. Obviously you need to, if you're using them, use stop loss, use targets, and you should know these things before you place your trade in the first place. But you want to be able to walk away and not worry about what the market's doing, what the trade's doing. When you can do that, you found your balance and that emotional regulation that we've talked about. Things that you need to also consider long term for stress management. Reduce your stress. Again, I've got Crohn's disease, so I do this as part of my life routine rather than just my trading routine. I want to minimize stress in all aspects of my life as much as possible, just because I can get quite severely ill if I let that emotional state of mind, the stress management, if I let it run away with me. I can have quite severe relapses. If you're not familiar with it, it can kill you. I'll save the sob story times for another day maybe. But reduce your stress. Again, I meditate daily, almost daily actually. I listen to something called binaural beats. I don't recommend things on a regular basis, as most of you all know. But Centerpoint Research, again, one of the original binaural beats companies, they based their groundbreaking audio tapes on binaural beats on Nobel Prize winning research from the 70s. So there's a lot of science behind this. If you're not a beat shaking, tree hugging type of person, you can fall back on the science, although it suits both people. But again, the point is that you can jump into 30 years of meditative practice just by simply putting binaural beats on, and I find it very, very beneficial. And if I get out the habit, or I've skipped it for a few days, I can tell the difference. I'm a little bit more tighter, a little bit more wound up, a little bit more compressed, if you like. And then the times when I'm regularly meditating for an hour a day, there's a significant difference through the day. I'm still going to experience the stresses and emotions that we all do every day, but your ability to cope with them gets better and better. Again, just like a runner might build up the ability to run a marathon. You're going to start off with maybe jogging to the corner, and then you jog the half mile, then you jog the mile, then you jog the 2 miles, and eventually you build up this ability to run a marathon. You're still going to get out of breath, you're still going to experience that journey, but your ability to run further and further and further gets greater and greater the more that you meditate on a regular basis. So again, I would wholeheartedly recommend it. And as a byproduct of doing all of these things, you get this mental resilience. It builds up your ability to handle, again in the trading context, the losses, the setbacks without losing focus, so that you can make smart, informed decisions even after a loss, because it's not a life-changing loss. You're not betting the farm, as we've spoken about on previous episodes. It's just part and parcel of doing business on a day-to-day basis. So de-stress meditation, it helps significantly. I found maintaining a calm, clear mind, and it is essential for strategic thinking. And it's not just going to help you with trading, as I've already suggested. It's going to help you with life as well. So regularly de-stressing in whatever your preferred method, it's going to prevent long-term burnout. It's going to maintain long-term performance. Even if you like reading, again, reading is actually a shallow form of meditation. if you get into a book and you're engrossed, then suddenly you've turned 100 pages and an hour's disappeared. You're in a very shallow alpha meditation. And so you can, meditate in lots of different formats if you prefer not to choose my preferred path. Anyway, psychological consequences, the impact of overconfidence or underconfidence on decision making. We've all been there. We've all been startled like a rabbit in the headlights, wondering what to do in a particular situation. And this is another reason why I like rules. Rules help with this psychological aspect of trading. It allows me to okay, well, I don't know what to do, so let's go back to the beginning of the process. This, A, B, C, if this, then that, and it's either trade or no trade. And it just gives me that confidence to follow a process that if it comes to a conclusion where the algorithm, the decision-making tree that I follow gets to a point where I can't make it the next decision, I can't say yes, no, there's a maybe, well, you stop there. It's a no trade situation. So you have this confidence to know that you're following the process regardless of whatever batshit crazy thing is going on in the world, whatever the talking heads are talking about or losing their minds over. It doesn't matter if the markets are crashing. You're going to be, if you're trend trading, you're going to be buying the dips and selling the rallies. If you're in a range or consolidation, you're going to be buying range lows, selling range highs, the break of range highs to break of range lows. These are the 6 money making patterns that I like to follow, that I teach all my trend traders to follow. And then there's also the income trading, which is something that's not necessarily new to me, but it's daily income trading. I don't need to worry about the direction of the day, for want of a better description. I just need to not be on the wrong side of the trend. It's essentially, I can be wrong on direction and still get paid with an income style trading by selling options. Anyway, before I detoured on that footnote, you have a development of patience and discipline when you have rules and when you put your mind at ease with meditation. They all come together as a part of mindfulness practices. Again, you have this daily mindfulness experience in trading, and certainly if you practice it in life, it can improve focus and your emotional balance, generally speaking. You can also use CBT, cognitive behavioral techniques. You can identify and model negative thoughts. You can certainly go through NLP, neuro-linguistic programming techniques. A guy that I like, again, in the US is, I think you can go to the website, it's learningstrategies.com. They have a lot of things on developing new behaviors, new habits, new generational behaviors that you want to include in your life. And it's all based on put my Sean Connery teeth in. Neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Again, it's common these days, but when I first started getting into it in the late 90s, early noughties, it wasn't as common or widely accepted as it is today. And if you think about it, again, just not just in a trading context, but overall in your life, you have this holistic life choices. So you can also start to do other things. You can eat healthy, you can live healthy, you can incorporate exercise into your daily routine, and you don't have to be a gym rabbit and get to the gym for 2-3 hours. You just go for a walk, go around the park, go and spend some time in nature. I like to do that almost every day, and go for an hour 2-hour walk. Just go to the local park, just go and enjoy being outside regardless of what the weather is. I find it very therapeutic in addition to the meditation. Make sure you get adequate sleep as well. If you're surviving on 2-3-4 hours sleep and you're always kind of going through the day like a zombie, maybe you want to rethink a few things. And I appreciate it's not always easy to make some life changes, but it's well worth it to give yourself an overall balance in your life physically and, more important, mentally. So, psychological aspects of trading, it is a very underrated side of trading to develop, but it is quite literally the key to long-term success. Everyone can be short-term lucky with it from a technical point of view, but maintaining the longevity of it is all down to the emotional or psychological aspect. And if you don't believe me, just look to sports. Sports focus heavily on having a mindset coach. They have dedicated teams of people to help people with a mindset to perform at high levels. It's well accepted in the world of sports. It's becoming well accepted in the world of business, and in the world of trading. We've known about it for quite a long time too. So don't underestimate the value of this for long-term success. So by combining the traditional mindfulness practices with modern cognitive or NLP techniques, maintaining a good life balance, and I don't mean work-life balance, I don't think there's any such thing, but just a balance in life. Don't go to one extreme or the other, but make sure you're putting time aside for everyone that is important, your loved ones, your family, and don't be going to the extremes in work environments. It's very easy as a trader to sit in all your spare time looking at the pretty little charts. What are you really doing? You're just looking at the pretty little charts. You're not actually doing any working. So I like to be able to pop in, pop a trade on and pop out and not worry about looking at them pretty little charts. So this not only helps in making more informed decisions and less emotionally driven decisions, you're not doing those knee-jerk reactions, but it helps to contribute to long-term success and an overall healthy life as a trader, if you choose to embrace it. So if you like what you've heard here today, be sure to follow and listen from the very first episode where I map out one of several of my most profitable money-making strategies. If you'd like to learn more about my trading and mentorship, head over to antivestor.com. The link's in the description, or you can shoot me an email to phil@antivestor.com with any questions that you may have, and let's just start the conversation. I've always got time for serious traders, and what I do is not right for everyone. So at the very least, I'll always point you off in the right direction for what you're looking for. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for giving me your time and attention and making me a part of your regular routine. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you at the same time next time. Toodaloo trader. Keep in mind that futures, options on futures, stocks and stock option trading involve a degree of risk that may not be suitable for all investors. There is a risk of loss in every investment that you make, and it's your responsibility to assess the risks of your decisions. Past performance is no guarantee of future performance, and Antivestor provides educational information and does not provide financial advice.